the Big 12 women's soccer regular season has finished now, and I'm going to go over the final standings. Then, in addition, like who is in the Big 12 tournament. It's only 10 out of 14 teams, so just an FYI. Texas Tech finished first in the conference, winning the conference for the first time in program history with the 8-0-2 record in the Big 12, 12-0-4 overall. BYU 7-0-3 in the Big 12, 14-1-3 overall. TCU 6-2-2 in the Big 12, 10-5-3 overall, and they did that despite losing to Texas, mind you. Even if they would have won that game, and BYU won their game earlier, it didn't matter. They were going to finish third. I mean, they needed BYU to lose, and they didn't. Texas 6-3-1 in the Big 12, 12-4-2 overall. West Virginia 5-3-2 in the Big 12, 7-7-4 overall. UCF 5-4-1 in the Big 12, 9-6-1 overall. Oklahoma State 5-5 in the Big 12, 12-7 overall. Baylor 4-4-2 in the Big 12, 9-6-3 overall. And there's a tie for, in terms of number of points, for ninth, by the way. However, because of the goal difference in the winning percentage, Cincinnati gets the nod with a 2-3-5 record in the Big 12 and 3-7-7 overall. Oklahoma's 3-5-2 in the Big 12, 7-9-2 overall. And the four teams that didn't make it: Iowa State 3-7 in the Big 12, 6-11-1 overall. Houston 2-7-1 in the Big 12, 8-2 overall. Kansas 1-7-2 in the Big 12, which their only win was against Kansas State, the worst team in the league. 4-6 overall for Kansas. Now Kansas State 1-8-1 in the Big 12, and 3-12-3 overall. And it just goes to show on Houston, you need to play a little bit better competition and get ready for the Big 12. And some of those games, I know you did win by surprise, like one of them, but still. Now, since that is done, on the standings in the regular season, the Big 12 tournament will start October 28th. For the first round games, like a 7 versus 10 matchup, 8 versus 9. And of course, the quarterfinals, like on October 30th, November 1st, and November 1st is the semifinals. November 4th is the final, obviously. So, yeah, I'm just going to go over that and what time. And all these games will be on ESPN Plus. So, besides last stats. But you get the point here. Now, 8 versus 9 matchup is between Baylor and Cincinnati at 1 p.m. Central Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And these two teams have faced each other this year. And they ended in a draw. So, yeah, this time we'll see who really wins the game. And hopefully it does not come down to penalty kicks for either of these two teams, because it's brutal to lose on penalty kicks. Now, what's funny about the 7 versus 10 matchup is they just played each other. Oklahoma State, the 7th seed, and Oklahoma, the 10th seed. Wow. And that's at 3:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. October 30th, the 4 versus 5 matchup is first Texas and West Virginia, 11:30 Central a.m. Central Time or 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then number 1 Texas Tech versus like the winner of Baylor versus Cincinnati at 2 p.m. Central Time or 3 p.m. Eastern. Then the 2C BYU takes on the winner of Oklahoma State and Oklahoma at 5:30 p.m. Central Time or 6:30 p.m. Eastern. 3C TCU will play against UCF 8 p.m. Central Time or 9 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, now November 1st. Obviously, it's the winner of the Texas versus West Virginia game and the Texas Tech versus the winner of Baylor and Cincinnati at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. And obviously, like the winner of like the BYU versus Oklahoma, the winner of Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma game on. Then all that versus the winner of the TCU versus UCF game at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Then, of course, the championship is November 4th at 7 p.m. Central Time or 8 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens because, weird things could happen in the Big 12 tournament. And I just know for a fact when you look at the latest RPI, and it's up to up to Sunday, by the way, and since these games were played last night and not on Sunday, the RPI has not changed at all up to this point. But Texas Tech would be in it for sure. They would be like the number 5, and they're number 5 in RPI right now. Yeah, and of course BYU should actually BYU is number 3, the highest one in RPI right now. But so you get the point. Like 2 of the top 5 in RPI are from the Big 12 and BYU and Texas Tech. Not shocking on that at all, given the results here. Though the order, yeah, but BYU be number 1 UCLA. Makes a lot of sense. Trying to think who else would get in for sure without having a bubble pop. I mean, TCU prior to that last game was 38. Now they're probably gonna fall down a bit because of that loss to Texas. So we don't know. Now UCF is like number 50 in the RPI. Yeah, that's a dangerous spot. That's dangerous, especially after they lost to BYU. They needed that win. Now the RPI is going to potentially go down a bit. And Texas, has the RPI at number 55. They should move up because of that RPI win over TCU. It's just a matter of how much. So it's definitely only for sure two teams right now because TCU could be falling down on RPI a bit. And Texas may move up, but I don't know how much. So really just those 2 teams, and UCF is going to drop. So yeah, I'm not even going to think about mentioning the bottom 4 teams in the Big 12 here. I'm not going to mention those because they have no shot to make the NCAA tournament anyway. I'm just telling the truth. Because they're not even playing their conference tournament, you can't get in. Now, Oklahoma State, that finished 7th in the conference, they're like number 81. Yeah, they have to win the whole thing just to get in. It's probably the same thing goes for UCF at this point. Maybe even Texas or TCU. That's probably those 3 teams for sure. Those 4 teams, actually, if you include Oklahoma State, too. Oklahoma State, Texas, TCU, and UCF. Yeah, those 4 teams. So it's only definitely 2 teams in the Big 12 right now. Well, Baylor's RPI is number 96, but they should move up with the win over Houston, but I don't know how much. So they have to win just to get in. I mean, which we know it's not like, I wouldn't think it's likely, but anything can happen. And by the way, Oklahoma is like number 116 in RPI. That was for Sunday, so Yeah, with that loss, it does hurt. And Cincinnati's like 123, so the only way they're going to get in, obviously, is to win it. So practically only for sure two teams in the Big 12. It's a question of, like I said, does Texas get in with that win over TCU? How much their RPI is going to move up? UCF needs to win to get in for sure now. And maybe even same thing goes for TCU at this point, because their RPI is going to drop with the loss to Texas that has a worse RPI than them. Yeah, especially that. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. So yeah, there's only two definites and three questionables on UCF, TCU, and Texas, UCF, and TCU. I mean, yeah, that's the truth on all this. Because, like I said, TCU's RPI is going to only get worse for Sunday, and then UCF and Texas, yeah, that's for sure. So if you're anybody that's lower than second in the Big 12 and you're in the Big 12 tournament, yeah, you kind of need only way you're going to get in the NCAA tournament is to win the conference tournament at this point, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. So this is just a huge FYI on this, and I just wanted to break it down more in terms of RPI. This is prior to the games on Sunday, and I get the Big 12 did not play on Sunday. They played last night, all those games. So, it's probably not the most accurate, but you could tell based on the results. It's going to get worse for TCU. It's only going to get better for Texas, but it's going to get worse for UCF. And, of course, West Virginia's RPI is not helpful either. I mean, it's the truth in all this. So yeah, it's only going to be like a two big conference for sure. But two of those are like probably going to be a top 16 seed. It's definitely going to be that. It's a matter of, will they be to the point of hosting up to Elite Eight? That's the bigger question in all this. Because they should be up to Sweet 16 for sure. I would have to think so. Yeah, because as you can tell, the RPI does affect the the seeding in the NCAA tournament some. Besides the overall record and rankings. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, those are my goals. 1,000 or more, so I can make money off this. Of course, liking the video, commenting the video really does help the YouTube algorithm so more people see it. Of course, sharing the video as well, so more people can see it that way too. And hit the notification bell if you're subscribed. You haven't hit the notification bell, hit the notification bell. If you're watching, I appreciate you for watching. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That's all.